Yo, haha, Miltnificent.
What is good, YouTube? Your boy Miltnificent coming back with another quick video, man. Today we got the Air Jordan 4 Undefeated on the Miltnificent channel. And listen, this is mind-boggling to have this because it's been a minute since they all released in terms of the online release, but then some people were saying that they were seeing some defects in their shoes and stuff like that. So I wanted to kind of look at mine and see how mine look first. But also I wanted to do a comparison with the Air Jordan 4 Brick by Brick series. In terms of quality and stuff like that, I'll get into that momentarily, as well as the Air Jordan 4 Bread. This is not the reimagined. This is the 2018 release, if you remember this. So with that said and done, man, listen, Undefeated. First of all, I want to say shout out to you guys. Thank you for sending this in. 20th year anniversary box for the whole Undefeated. And for those that don't know the story behind this, 2002 is when Undefeated opened up. If I'm not mistaken, there should be a card in here somewhere. There is. So this card, actually, this kind of sums up what I'm about to say. So the Undefeated store opened up in 2002. When you see this card, hopefully you get yours. But it says La Pera in 2002, if I'm not mistaken. So 2002. So this is the Ave, La Pera Ave in California was the first store that opened up. So you see the kind of this postcard that they feature on here. And why this is important is because this is the same store that Tinker Hatfield, and if I'm not mistaken, I want to say it was Mark Parker, who was the co-vice president of Nike, when they met up in the Undefeated store, and coming up with ideas and variations of the Air Jordan 4 in terms of a collaboration that was different from its original 4 colorway release. So because of this led to what we see as the Undefeated Air Jordan 4, which was the first collaboration between a boutique store and Jordan and Nike brand. And they kind of executed this to pretty much perfection. And if you look at most Jordan retro shoes, they're kind of military based. If I'm not mistaken, like they have some type of military design towards it or incorporate it in its design for the retro shoes. Just because of the whole Tinker Hatfield Jordan brand and the military kind of makes sense. But when you look at the Air Jordan 4 Undefeated, it was also military based. The difference is when you look at the colorway of this shoe and the collaboration, think of the M1 flight jacket, or like kind of like a bomber jacket or aviators started wearing stuff like that. It looks exactly like this. So when you see the colorway of the Air Jordan 4 Undefeated, it mimics that color. So I felt like by the execution, by the design, it's dope. A lot of people probably got their pairs already, but it does come stock with the black laces, interchangeable orange laces. Again, it mimics this jacket, and the idea is kind of like a military background, a military history behind this design of this shoe. Only 72 pairs were supposedly released to friends and family. If you had the original pair, there were some differences in terms of the color hue. On the tail, noticeably on the heel, there was a difference between the Jordan logo and the Nike Air that they featured on the 2025 version. A lot of people prefer the 2005 version of the Undefeated Air Jordan 4. Me personally, I'm just thankful to have this because this is reminiscent of, if you remember, the whole Nike Dunk, at least the high for the Wu-Tang Dunk, which this was another rare shoe. So I'm glad that Nike is kind of going to the vault and bringing out these rare shoes that some of us heard and some of us have not heard of. But of course, in 2005, when this released, the original release, you didn't have YouTube sneaker kind of like as prominent as it is today. So just, again, being part of the history, this is a blessing. Thank you, Undefeated. I really appreciate it. Let's get into it right now. Of course, you got the Undefeated, kind of like a digital print. And I love the design. And I think they came individually. They did. Give me 1 second real quick. I did not expect this. I forgot about that. They come individually wrapped, I guess, to keep the materials intact so it's not like messed up. Let me just take this out real quick. And listen, I'm going to check for defects on these shoes because although you may have, because I heard some people say that there were some marks and stuff like that, but if I'm not mistaken, I want to say that this is nubuck. You can take an eraser. And that's what like most shoes, like the stuff that I have for most Jordan 4s, I can take an eraser. They have it with Souvenir. Actually, they have like a nubuck suck, if I'm not mistaken. That comes with a brush and eraser. You'll see a video right here, just kind of me just scrubbing at it and then just brushing it off, and you'll still get that two-tone effect when you kind of brush back and forth on the actual shoe, just like you're seeing right here. Whew, this is nice. You take this first pair, here's the first pair, hit the second pair out. Yes. Let's get into this. This is nice. And of course, you got the Undefeated hang tag with the Air Jordan logo on it. I mean, this shoe, in my opinion, you're able to get it. It's cool. Pick this up, put the box down here. Yes, sir. So I look at this. It's sort of like think of the Air Jordan 4 Bread series with its own hang tag. But keep in mind, when you look at the Air Jordan 4, this is what I wanted to bring this on the channel. The weight. Most retro Jordan 4 releases, the standard ones have like that standard weight to it, meaning they may have not put as much technology or cushioning as they would normally do with your standard Air Jordan 4s on certain releases and collaborations. So when you look at the Air Jordan 4, I'm going to say brick by brick, this has some weight to it. And that's kind of like with the Air Jordan 4 Undefeated. If I'm not mistaken, I feel like this one has a little bit more weight than the brick by brick. But that's good though, because I'm looking at the cushioning and I can already tell the cushioning on the sock liner. This thing is nice. It feels good. It's going to feel good on feet, especially when I do the on feet. And then when you look at that whole, you got the fine line midsole with the visible air unit. And I'm not sure what type of insert that they put in here. Let me see if I can take this out real quick. It does feel like a polyurethane insert. Ooh, it is. Ooh. Okay. You got the Nike Air at the bottom, but this one's thick. This is a thick insert. Holy smokes. That's going to feel real good on your foot if you get yours. And of course, my favorite part about this and that whole, you got the mesh netting on the standard Air Jordan 4 with the Nike Air on the back. My favorite part about this shoe is the actual tongue. And the tongue is actually satin, which is insane because I've never seen that on the Air Jordan 4, at least in the collaboration. And it's going to stand out. I don't know why I can't put this back in. 2 for 2. I know why. There's paper in here. The satin that's on here is actually really good when you look at it. Because when you look at it at a certain angle, it'll look like it's like 3M, but it's not. It just pops out in terms of a shine. But this has a removable patch that reveals Jordan Rare Air. Now, trust me, I've saw some videos and pictures online of people that got some defects. And unfortunately, it didn't say Jordan Rare Air. And you can check my video out before and you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. But the reason for this patch and the reason for the whole Jordan Rare Air design on the tongue is just because around that time, Jordan brand, it was known to have some, botches, mixes up and stuff like that in terms of like, the quality, much like what we talk about today. The quality controls, it was, for some pairs, they were pretty bad. But this is kind of like showing like, hey, look, not perfect, but hey, we're trying. So far, what I can see by the naked eye, I didn't see any defects or anything like that towards both pairs so far. But like I said, this material, if you take an eraser, do it at your disclosure. But if you do it, take it with an eraser, take a brush and kind of get into it. Again, you'll see a video right here. It's going to be smooth. It's going to be smooth. So that's what I do like about this. And of course, when you look on the back of the tongue, you would normally see like Air Jordan. But here, when you flip the tongue down, it says Undefeated. So it has Undefeated's logo on the back. And of course, you got multi-directional herringbone traction towards the bottom with that Nike Air kind of in the middle. But this is, man, just to have this on the Miltnificent channel, the history behind it, the execution. Again, it's not the original pair, but it's something to have in a collection that, when it comes to rare shoes, again, Nike, appreciate you guys for hitting that vault and just coming out with different types of shoes that probably are selling for an absurd amount of money. But to re-release it and then also rebrand it with a Nike Air on the back for this release, the original, kind of on top of the original release, to me is phenomenal. Greatly appreciative. But comment below, let me know what you think about the Air Jordan 4 Undefeated, man. Like this is a timeless classic. And again, from what I can see, I think I actually got a good pair. There are no complaints from me with at least the pair that I got. So, cross fingers, but I like what I see. The execution, just to have this on the Miltnificent channel, Just knowing the history in terms of like a summary, that's kind of what I did. But it just it speaks volumes. And if I'm not mistaken, I want to say July, maybe the end of August, we may see a sneakers release. So I think they do have more pairs of these, but there are rumors that this will be dropping on the sneakers app. So if you didn't get your pair through the Undefeated raffle or the different pop-up stores they had in the past, I'm pretty sure that's coming to you. But your boy Miltnificent, man, I am out Air Jordan 4 Undefeated on the Miltnificent channel. Let's do that on feed. And you guys, stay blessed.